What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Tuesday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. We have 10 games on the main slate tonight, 4 games in the after hours slate again, and then we have another sizable early slate at 6:30 Eastern like yesterday. I will have the non-main slates up on my dub club again. Hopefully we can have some better results than we did last night. Link below for the dub club. You can get a nice deal on that for your first week. Looking more like a 9-game slate. It's 10 games right now, but the one game that looks like it's going to either get delayed for a while or canceled is the Royals at the White Sox. Some significant weather over there in Chicago. So we're going to leave that game out of this video. Every other game looks pretty good. A lot of the games were pretty disappointing last night. There weren't a ton of runs. The Padres put up like 7 runs, and that was like the best team to have, which wasn't even a great spot for them last night. So hopefully we can have some different results tonight. Feel pretty good about my value plays I'm going to give you in this video. One pitcher. I'm going to talk about a couple of pitchers, but one pitcher and 4 bats as always. I just did my NBA video for the playoffs tonight too. I'll put the link below my webcam at the end of this video so you don't miss that. But we'll get right into things here tonight. I do like a Lance Lynn tonight in Oakland. I was all over Sonny Gray in my video yesterday, and then we got news that he was going to be limited to 75 pitches. He still ended up crushing. Went 6 innings, 6 Ks, stayed within that 75 pitch limit. Ended up working out really well. But I didn't end up playing him because it's not a good idea to play a pitcher at a 75 pitch limit. But Lance Lynn should be good to go tonight. He's looked pretty solid over his first 3 starts of the year. Hasn't been overly efficient. 4 innings, 4 2/3, and 5 innings. But he's been getting there. Strikeouts look pretty good, 5, 6, and 7. Great matchup at the Oakland Coliseum tonight against the Athletics. Pitcher's Ballpark. A nice team to pitch against. Lance Lynn at 8,400 looks like one of the best, if not the best, value pitcher on tonight's slate. And there's not a ton of great pitchers to look at. Brady Singer is the most expensive, and he's in that weather issue game in Chicago, so we can write that off. Logan Gilbert, if you have the money to spend up, looks pretty good against the Reds. We saw George Kirby do really well for us yesterday. I was high on Kirby at 8,600. Gilbert could easily deal at home in Seattle against the Reds. Another expensive pitcher, Hunter Green, has been looking pretty good. He's an up and down kind of guy, but has a high upside. The other guy I could look at 9,500 is Dylan Cease. Had a ton of upside games for the White Sox. Now with the Padres, he's a favorite in this game. I do think he's a little pricey, but he's looked good over his first 3 starts. 6, 7, and 7 strikeouts. He's going to need to get over 35 fantasy points tonight, though, at 9,500. Lance Lynn projected for like 32 tonight. If Lance Lynn gets 30 or more fantasy points, he's easily going to pay off his salary at 8,400. One other thing we got to keep an eye out on, and it's weird, because right now FanDuel doesn't have him under the pitchers tab. We have Ryan Yarbrough. The Dodgers have not said who they are starting tonight. Yarbrough, more of like a bullpen guy, long reliever. He can start. There is a chance if you go to the search bar and type in Landon Knack, he got called up and he might start tonight. He's $5,500. So this is something you want to keep an eye out on. Probably going to go pretty low owned. Because he's not under the... So when you search his name, he pops up. But when you look under the pitchers, as you can see, it's only Yarbrough at 5,500. So if the Dodgers come out and tell us that Knack is starting, he could be a guy against the Nationals that could be a good value play. At 5,500, he would really only need to get like 15 fantasy points. I mean, who knows? I don't know what to make of it as of right now in the early afternoon, but it's definitely something you want to keep an eye out on just because he's so cheap. So if he starts, he looks pretty decent. Yarbrough, even if he started, would not look good because we know he doesn't really pitch more than 3 or 4 innings on a great start anyways. But that's a situation we definitely want to monitor because The Dodgers are obviously huge favorites again tonight against the Nationals. They had a brutal game last night, and they easily lost. Glasnow did not pitch well. That was a bit shocking, but it's always a new day in MLB DFS. I do think the Dodgers are going to do what they need to do tonight as minus 225 favorites. For the infield, we're going to go back to Paul Goldschmidt. Was a little bit disappointing last night, but the Cardinals are in another good spot tonight in Oakland against bad pitching. J.P. Sears, the lefty, any righty in this Cardinals lineup is going to look pretty good. Cardinals are minus 150 favorites in an 8 over/under. Sears not starting the year off very well with an over a 5 ERA. Goldschmidt at under 3K. I'm going to be going to him again. He grades out really well. Cardinals should be able to put up some runs. I do expect Goldschmidt to get going sooner than later. Should be batting second in the heart of this Cardinals lineup tonight. 2,900, like in yesterday's video. Just always too cheap for a guy like Paul Goldschmidt. Third base, Rafael Devers and Tyler O'Neill had a pretty tough collision yesterday morning in that, marathon 11 a.m. game for the Red Sox. Devers ended up staying in the game. Looked like Tyler O'Neill got the worst of it. He got taken out of the game. Devers is expected to start tonight, so I'm going to act like he is. If he's not in the starting lineup, obviously we're not playing him, but at 3,200, Devers is one of the best hitters in baseball. It's too cheap of a price. Fenway is a hitter-friendly park. Tanner Bibby is pretty good for the Guardians. He's a young, promising guy for them, but it's always tough to come into Fenway and pitch, and he hasn't started the season off very well. He has a 5.93 ERA, and anytime Devers is below 3,500, I'm going to be targeting him. A lefty-righty matchup against Bibby. 8.5 over/under in this game. I do like the value play for Devers at third base tonight. For the outfield, we're going to look at Corbin Carroll at sub 4K. The Diamondbacks, the highest projected run total over any team tonight. This Cubs and Diamondbacks has the highest over/under by a full run over any other game. We do have a 9.5 over/under for the Atlanta and Houston game, but a 10.5 over/under for the the Diamondbacks and Cubs game. So a Kyle Hendricks and Tommy Henry matchup in Arizona is definitely going to be projected out for some runs. I like Corbin Carroll, lefty-righty matchup against Kyle Hendricks. Hendricks has started this season with a 12 ERA. He throws like 90 miles an hour. Definitely getting towards the end of his career. I think the Diamondbacks could do some damage tonight at home, hitter-friendly park in the Dome in Arizona. Corbin Carroll's a guy who can do it all as a hitter. He hits for contact. He hits for power. He can steal bases. Probably batting second tonight. So whenever we pick a guy batting 1, 2, or 3 in the lineup, we're going to get a really good chance at getting 5 at bats. So Corbin Carroll looks good at 3,800 as a spend up in the outfield for the Diamondbacks. Then my last play, I'm going to utilize the utility spot because I'm going to have to see some starting lineups before I look at other, value outfielders because I don't love a ton right now. But for the utility spot, he was popular last night. He's going to be popular again. Will Smith should just never be 3,100. He's a guy that's usually, 3,500 to 4,000. Batting cleanup for this Dodgers lineup. We have Patrick Corbin on the mound in LA. We know Corbin gets lit up. So, I would say any righty, but even Ohtani and Freeman as lefties, they're good enough hitters where the lefty-lefty matchup doesn't matter for me. I like Will Smith. He's by far the cheapest bat in the top half of this Dodgers lineup. Looks really good. Has started the year off extremely strong. 369 average, 15 RBIs already. He is in maybe the best position over any other hitter in the MLB. He's batting behind Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. So more often than not, he's going to be getting up to the plate with 1, 2, maybe 3 guys on base. That is a direct result to his 15 RBIs. Looks really good tonight. Had a couple RBIs last night. Again, the Dodgers are expected to blow up the Nationals tonight. They were like minus 380 yesterday, and they somehow found a way to lose. But at 3,100, Will Smith looks really good, and if we're going with Paul Goldschmidt, we're going to have to put him in the utility because he also plays catcher / first base. So 3,100 on FanDuel, far too cheap for a guy like Will Smith. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have a big MLB night. Hopefully some, more runs than we saw last night. It can't get much worse than last night's slate. Feel pretty good once again, as always. I'll put the NBA video right below my webcam right now for that 2-game slate tonight. Give this video a like. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Until next time, peace.